Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. Okay, do you like puns? You know, word plays. Some people like them, some people hate them, some people are ambivalent, don't care one way or the other. I gotta tell you, I like puns. And because I'm a punny guy. Okay, I won't launch into a bunch of puns because that's not fair. I mean, it messes up the time, and I do want to be punctual, and I don't want you to feel punished through this video thought for the day. So I'm going to punt on those and instead just get to the subject, which is one of my favorite Old Testament prophet books, Micah. I really like Micah for a lot of different reasons, but I think it may be my favorite Old Testament book that I've ever translated out of Hebrew into English. And when I took minor prophets in Hebrew class, it was one of my favorites and still is today. Now, I like it from the beginning to the end. I like the pun off Micah's name. Micah, his name is like a sentence almost in Hebrew, a questioning sentence. Micaiah. Micaiah is the M part is who, and the K part is like, and Yah is an abbreviation for the name of God. So it's like, who is like our God? And that's the question that's posed simply by the name of Micah. But it's unfolded in a book that's just loaded with wordplay and loaded with puns. And so I just love it. You know, there's a passage where it says, in Beth La'afra, roll yourself in the dust. And Beth La'afra, or Beit La'afra, is Hebrew for house of dust. So it says, in the house of dust, roll yourself in the dust. And just the puns continue. But the one that I'll launch on today is who is like our God. Now, Micah wrote this at a time of great turmoil in the country. In fact, there were a lot of people that thought, for all practical purposes, a world war was coming. There was serious question of the safety and security of their country. And so at a time where people were nervous and worried and uncertain about the future, along comes Micah, who is like our God? And he asks that question, and he sets it out with some pretty fundamental things. He talks about how important God is and how important it is for us to understand God as someone who cares about us, who cares about what we do and how we do it, who cares how we honor him. And so within the framework of that, you've got this brilliant passage in Micah 6, verse 8, where the prophet, who is like our God, asks the question, what does our God require of you? And then he answers it. He gives three answers. God requires of us that we love justice, that we do mercy, and that we walk humbly with our God. Now that's an incredible menu or set of directions for you and I to eat or to follow today and every day. To love justice means to treat people fairly, to treat people the way we'd like to be treated, to treat people with honor and dignity, to be people of our word, people that are reliable. To love justice is to care about people regardless of their skin color or their income or their level in society. To love justice is to love something that's very innate to the character of God. And then to do mercy, when added to loving justice, means that sometimes justice might allow us to poke someone's eye out if they poked out our eye. But we're to love mercy. And so while we seek to do justice, that's more us trying to treat other people fairly. But when justice should be done in ways that to our benefit, sometimes we need to see mercy as our answer. So look at the relationships around you today. Seek to do justice. Look to love mercy. But most importantly, don't forget that third element. Walk humbly with your God. That's your video thought for the day. Back to the minor prophets for another one tomorrow.